Have you ever gone silent when it mattered most? Walked away from a conversation thinking, ugh, that's what I should have said, or felt like your message got completely lost in translation? Well, my friend, you are not alone and you're in the right place. Welcome to Breaking Bad Communication, where we challenge the habits, headspace, and hang-ups that keep you from being heard. I'm Kathy Riley, communication strategist, founder of the Clarity Code, and your guide with over 25 years in the courtroom and 15 as a speaker, trainer, and entrepreneur. This podcast is your real world playbook for mastering tough conversations, building unshakable confidence, and showing up with the kind of clarity that changes everything from boardrooms to break rooms to your own backyard. So if you're ready to ditch the second guessing and speak in a way that actually lands and builds trust, let's break bad together. And I'm super excited because my guest today is an amazing woman and an expert in her industry. I mean, wait till you hear. Okay, the beautiful Ruth Kent is a former ICU trauma nurse turned energy practitioner. She's a speaker, a best-selling author, and as a certified emotion code, body code, and belief code practitioner, she helps high-achieving women release energy blocks, reclaim their worth, and step into abundance with clarity and confidence. Drawing on over 4 decades of healthcare and healing experience, Ruth brings warmth, wisdom, and real-life tools to support deep transformation in both personal and professional life. Welcome, my friend. I am so glad you are here, Miss Ruth.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I do have one small correction on that, is that
Woo.
I work with men and women, and I work with animals too.
Ooh, what's your favorite
Mhm.
animal?
Oh, if I don't say a dog, my Sally would probably have my head.
Ah, those dogs. Okay. So for Sally, we're saying dog. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. So thank you so much for being here. All right, so I'm gonna go based on your background. Okay, trauma, nurse turned energy practitioner. You've seen both physical and emotional wounds up close,
hmm
literally.
hmm
Um, what's a communication habit you've noticed that often signals someone is carrying that unspoken pain or unresolved pain?
You know, it's interesting as an intensive care nurse, and after 47 years of healthcare and 41 years of intensive care nursing, the last day that I worked, September 16th, 2015. And all my fellow employees got together and I knew they were talking about me. You know how somebody's looking at you that,
Yeah.
unsaid communication? And I
Yes.
said, okay, you guys, what are you up to? And they held up their phones. I said, you know how much I love that. And at the end, then all of a sudden I walked up closer. And the one gal said, we want to record your laughter. I know. I said, wow. And then they said to me, what are we going to do when we need the Ruthie touch? Because during a trauma, during a code, during a such, they would be all in the technology and all that. Not that that's not important, but I would always find myself going up to the patient and looking him in or her into the eyes. Who did they remember afterwards? It wasn't everybody in the room. They would remember the person that just said, we're here for you. And I didn't even have to say that. There was a doctor that followed me around, doctor of pharmacology in Minnesota. I was just starting out my intensive care nursing. And he asked me one day, he said, would you meet me in my office after you're done? I'm taking care of my patient. I finished bathing and settling them in and gave report. And I thought, he doesn't have an office. came out in the middle of the unit and he's standing there and he says, Ruth, I said, wait a minute, David. I said, you don't even have an office. What are you doing? And he goes, I know. He said, but I've been following you for 3 months. I said, well, okay, now I'm nervous. He said, what are you doing that helps your patients have better cardiac output, but urine output? They're sleeping longer. Their pain levels are going down with less pain medication. I got to tell you, folks, TLC is the best medicine we can give. We always think it's the do. But you come in, I don't care if you're talking to that patient, you're talking to your child, you're talking to your husband. I don't care who it is, or if you're talking to yourself. Are you coming from love? Or are you coming from frustration, irritation, got to do this, got to do that? What chatter are you mucking up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the years have gone on, and I started to notice in my patients, you spoke of what I saw. And I love being an observer and a witness, not a know-it-all, an observer and a witness, because there's a lot more that you'll find out. And all of a sudden, I started noticing in my trauma patients that some of the people that had severe pain, recurrent pain, and we'd send them home and say, there's nothing detected. Your labs are good, everything. Or all of a sudden somebody came in and I'd be standing at the bedside with the doctors and we're going, we have something to inform you. You have a tumor in your abdomen. I do? I didn't have any problem. Why was this happening? Well, then at 45 years old, yours truly, after 150-mile bike ride, half marathons, doing everything, physically fit, eating the proper diet, rocking it, all of a sudden, I'm like going down. I
Yeah.
went to I'm talking numerous people, all the way from allopathic to Western medicine to what guru am I going to meet today? I was dotting my I's and crossing my T's, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And it brought me to the work that I now get to share with the world. In the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, he says in there, T. Harv Eker, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual are an outprint in the physical. We go half-ass backwards. Excuse my little
It's all good.
but in Western medicine, they always talk, well, the doctors don't know anything about nutrition. I'm sorry. I had a patient, he was a corporate individual. Nurse after nurse would say, I am not taking care of him. I'm not, guess who gets to take care of him? It was always no.
The
And
one with the TLC.
yeah, so I realized that this man, he has run his business. He has, had a family. He's been in control. So there was nobody building his trust. And he's scared out of his mind. He's in the intensive care. So I would set up increments of time with him, melt it like butter in my arms, I mean, he just like,
Nice.
yeah. So all of a sudden he says to me, I want to write a note to your administrator. Your life, flashes in front of you. Like, and I said, okay. And I brought in the little card. Well, the little card, he says, that's not big enough. I thought, oh, Lord. And I went in and got a typing paper. And he said, are you going to be back tomorrow? And I said, no, I'm not. He said, I'll put it up on the bulletin board. You'll see it when you come. Sure enough, that's exactly where it was. There was a whole bunch of comments around it. And right in the middle, in a big circle, she's firm but compassionate.
Firm but compassionate. I
Yeah.
love that. And it seems like when you talk about TLC, you talked about looking them in the eye. You talked about being, purposeful with having conversations. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it sounds like you allowed them, your patients, to be seen and heard.
There was a woman that a doctor told me, he said, you are not going to ever have a day off. I said, oh, I don't think so. In your dreams. And she did not want to go home, but nobody knew that. Nobody stopped to talk to her. The psychologist went in. She's half awake. She's sitting there. She's hanging, and says, what can I do for you today? And she said, well, I think I need some more medication. He came out and was writing the order. And I said, may I ask you to please go back in and talk to that patient? And he goes, I just did. I said, no, you asked her a question. She answered it. But I want you to ask her these questions. Get to know your patient.
Yeah.
He did, reluctantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was verbally abused at home, didn't want to go home. So fast forward, I asked, I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I don't want to put a Band-Aid. I don't want people to say, well, you're in this, you're in that, the labels. I
Yeah.
wanted to help people to communicate from within in a new way to see the world around them. Well, first of all, I thought nobody listens to me. I used to be in a group of people and I would say an idea, and the person right next to me would say exactly the same idea. And they'd go, oh my God, that's a great idea. And I'm going, so in the work that I share, the intuitive guided energy work, with muscle testing, all of a sudden I came to find that I had energy that was being released from me. We call it a broadcast message. And guess what it was? Nothing
Tell
I,
me.
nothing I say is important. Well, let me tell you, that doesn't help communication at all. Now,
Nope.
my ego could think of a lot of things. I was the youngest in the family, you know. Oh, what do you know? Oh, what do you know? You know,
Yeah.
and they love me. I'm not, my family are amazing. But now being 73 years old, they hear me in a different way than they ever have.
Yeah.
We listen to each other in a different way than we ever have.
So let me ask you this. So we're going to the family dynamics, without sharing too much. How did you go from not being heard in the family to being heard? So basically, you broke bad, right? That was a bad habit that they weren't hearing you.
No,
What
I
is a
released the energy. I didn't release it. It was released within me. And with the
okay?
emotion code, the body code, and the belief code, and this is a far stretch for something that's analytical. Give me the logic, give me the research. I get it. But when I saw it happen on animals, I thought, get the heck out of the way, Ruth. It's working, you know?
Yeah.
And so I started to, again, go back to be the observer and the witness, not, oh, this is the way it's going to be. Oh, this is, So I thought, okay. Well, all of a sudden, I started noticing that my sister, it was amazing. She was calling me up. She was sending me texts. She was having discussions, not disagreements.
Ah,
And what I didn't know is that my sister informed me in my 20s, somewhere in my later 20s. Was it 20s? No, it was actually later than that. But she said to me, I've been angry and jealous of you my whole life. Saying it, but not willing to be accountable And how can I change this? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out that there was inherited energy that she had, I had, and my daughter had.
Mm.
So hang on, because it's true.
Yep.
In inherited energy, when it's released for all, if it's to be the highest and greatest good. So I was in the shower one day, and intuitively I was told I had a heart wall that was blocking. It was inherited energy, and my daughter had it also. So I thought I'd get out of the shower and release it. Okay. No,
Yeah.
he had other plans. He said now. So I'm in the shower and I'm releasing it. I'm holding the intention, asking it with love and gratitude to be released completely from my energy field. I got out of the car later that day. My daughter parked her car, I parked mine, and she walked up to me and gave me a hug for the first time in 18 years. She held,
Really?
she held me in the middle of the parking lot. So I thought, okay, now fast forward with my sister. I used to be at family gatherings or things like that, and she would just yell at me. It would be a reaction, okay? She came to my home in March, spent 5 days. We had so much fun. And her husband called back and they said, hey, we have something to tell you. And I go, oh, here it comes. And I was just kidding with them. And they go, no, we got something to tell you. They said, we want to thank you. We had such a great time.
Yeah.
I didn't change. The energy is changing for them.
Powerful.
Very, very
Powerful.
powerful. This work saved my marriage.
So this energy, we all have it, right?
We all have it. And we don't know many times what is navigating, what is controlling us. Immediately, we can give it reason. We can justify it. Do you know the three components of a victim?
Tell me.
Complaining, blaming, and justifying. Well, let me tell you, I
Oh.
was so good, I was justifying my complaining. I'm just telling you.
Okay, say that again for our audience. The
The
three
three,
component.
right, the three components of a victim are blaming, complaining, and justifying.
Oh,
So in my program, Champion Your Truth, which is a 12-week program to get rid of these layers that we don't know,
yeah.
so that the next time you can come to a situation and it can be totally different, or you're managing it in a different way. Okay. So during the 12 weeks, the third weekend, I think it is, they have to have one whole week, no complaining, no blaming, no justifying. They say every time, this is the hardest week. Oh my gosh.
Yep,
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, I don't know that I would have personally a hard time because I love seeing the optimist. I'm an undying optimist, but there are a lot of, I think my husband might have a hard time with it.
Yes. But even our thoughts, we say, oh, I don't say anything, or I don't get into it. What are our thoughts?
But we
And
do in here. Our
yes,
inner dialogue is still a dialogue.
and it speaks volumes.
Yes. Yes,
That's the
it's
energy I'm talking about. And you have an accountability for it. People think healthy boundaries are boundaries. Oh, I'm telling you, you don't walk over on this side of the street. That is not a healthy boundary. Healthy boundary is playing the A game. Are you authentic, aware, and accountable?
okay. Playing the A game. Okay, repeat that one more time for our audience because this is juicy.
To play healthy boundaries, to play the A game instead of, you know, telling somebody off. Being authentic, being aware, and being accountable. And this is actually going to be in my book, The Blame Epidemic, Imagine Life Without Blame. So
Oh,
get ready. I want people to be encouraged. Get to discover who you are. Live your best life. It's never too late to start. What happened yesterday doesn't have to be today.
oh, I love that. And the version we are yesterday is not the version we have to be today.
No. And I had to laugh. My husband, he was like, oh, yeah, yeah, about this. And we were in a bookstore. God bless him to be my husband. All of a sudden, I turned him around and I said, if everything I say is all bullhonky, then those authors, that whole back road, wouldn't have anything to write about.
Mhm.
And he went, oh.
Mic drop.
Yeah, yeah. But he did not know either. He he wanted to be a man that would listen, would care, would love, deep in his core. But as he got older, there's even commercials about this. Don't be your parents.
Yeah.
Now, I love that. But as he got older, he got more into what he didn't want to be. And when we say don't, not, and no, our subconscious is saying, oh, yes, you are. But guess what? You know, and it's like a festering abscess because it gets more
Yeah.
and more into your life because you're trying not to do it. And it's navigating him and he didn't even know it. Well, I had a session with Dr. Nelson who gave us this work. And I said, I want to give my husband an anniversary gift. And he says, well, have him call me, Ruth. And I said, no, I want to release any energy in me. We talk about what's communicated.
Uh-huh.
And I was being accountable on my side of the ballpark here, I
Yeah.
said, because I knew there was a lot, And I said, I want to release from me anything that is bringing disharmony, discontent into my marriage. So he did a session. My husband was extremely analytical, controlling. All of a sudden, 2 days later, he looks at me and he says, is there something different about you? I said, well, there could be. I wasn't supposed to tell him right then. All of a sudden, about a month later, boom. Okay, you can tell him now. And I'm going, I don't know where that piece of paper, the outprint of the session. Lo and behold, it's smack dab in front of me. That's why
Ah,
you clever, you know? And I handed the paper. Now, normally, if I would have handed my paper to him, like all the books written, he would have said, yeah, so what's this about? Like you're trying to convince me of something else.
right.
And he looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. And I'm just standing there. Don't think anything, Ruth. Just be here. Just hum. Just do it. Whatever. Just be. And all of a sudden, he hands it back to me and he says, you really love me, don't you?
Ah,
I thought, what in the world was on that paper I missed? He decided to do the work. The next, the last 2 years of our time together, we renewed our vows.
yeah.
Light years from where we were at that point. Every discussion we had was an argument. It was a right or wrong, the yes or the no, not from our hearts. We got ourselves together and we not only had our renew in my hometown where we got married, New Ulm, Minnesota, but we also had it at Table Mountain in Cape Town in South Africa.
Oh,
Now, why is that more important than words can express? Because We came back November of 2016 from South Africa. And on January 3rd, 2017, he went in for elective heart cath and died.
Yeah.
So the gratitude
Powerful.
of the work that I get to share every day with animals, men, women, so that they can tap into their best self and not letting the ancestral programming, the patterns, the beliefs, and the habits. You can believe that you're an astrological sign. You can believe that you're whatever on, but I want you to say yes, and you are that, and you get to be more every day in every way. And I wake up every morning and I say, today's a new day. I'm in a new way, and I can't wait to discover what's new for me today. I got to tell you, it feels good. But the communication, how many people get on a phone and they go, oh, I don't know. Stop, pause, take a deep breath, and ask for guidance.
Oh, so powerful. Thank you for sharing that story. That's just so amazing. And it just speaks to what an amazing person you are. Um, and I absolutely love it. Okay, my friends, for those listeners out there, as you're listening to this, this is just juicy. Okay, Miss Ruth is bringing it to us. So please subscribe to Breaking Bad Communication. You want more of this. This is just so good. So let's back the bus up a little bit here. We're really, really focusing on talking about blame, right? And I think when as humans, if we stay in that state, right? If we're constantly in that state of blame, we communicate that on so many levels, like verbally, emotionally, physically, and people hear that, right? They can feel it when you just walk in a room. If somebody's in there and they're itty bitty shitty committee and they're blaming everybody for their insanity, you can feel that. So my question to you is what's one thing our audience, so let's just say that there's people out there that are cranky, right? And they have a tendency to blame others for their situation, and they catch themselves in that habit as well. What's one thing these listeners can do to break that habit?
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to give a twofold answer to that, if you don't mind.
Bring it.
Number one, just this past, well, this week, I've worked with 5 huge entrepreneurial individuals. My team isn't this, my team, or I'm working with China, or all this. And I thought, let's get you on the right place. Each one of them call, oh my God, we had such a good day. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe all the sales and everything that happened. Oh my gosh, something opened up and we didn't even realize that that was an opportunity. When you get rid of that frustration, irritation, communication inside the world, we hear this all the time. Gandhi said it the first time, be the change you want to see in the world. I get it. But
Ah,
how to do that? I get, but it's not an easy step if you're going to try to use the same thinking that got you there. So my twofold point is, one, have a session. Get this crap out of the way, Two,
yeah.
two, I always say, first of all, don't take 6 years like I did. I listened to The Power of Now for 6 years over and over, thinking by osmosis I was going to get it. I want you to pause, take a deep breath. And when you're taking that deep breath, you're connecting to the infinite possibilities, potential, and solutions. You are taking yourself out of the blackboard. The blackboard is the circumstances, conditions, and situations. So the minute you take that deep breath, you're moving into possibilities, potential, and solutions. Now, how do you do that? Because in the power of now, when you take that deep breath and you connect to the infinite potential within you, you are not in a thought. A thought, the minute you have a thought, you're in the before or the after. You can't receive, you can't have access to the possibilities if you don't get out of the before and the after, the power of now. Take a deep breath, connect to the infinite, and help yourself receive and have access to your soul. Let your soul be your master, not your ego. Like Wayne Dyer says, ego is just edging God out.
Oh, juicy, juicy. That is so good. So at the end of the day, if I'm hearing this correctly, it's it's pausing. Right, paying
100%.
attention, paying attention. Okay, I'm in this state, pausing, taking a breath, and being present.
Yes, yes. Let go. In fact, in January, I'm going to be doing a free book club to help people. And I do a yes and. Yes, I believe everyone should have a session. Make it easier on yourself. Stop struggling with the crap and the, bull honky that's been passed on. So yes, but I'm in January doing a free book club, and I'll be putting it on social media and such. But it's going through the book, Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender by David Hawkins. It is so juicy. It is, and it's going to be free because it's my gift to the world.
Oh, love it.
Let us
And I
all
like,
go.
yeah, and I like how you say and. So as somebody who studied the neuro linguistics and words and psychology, that we have a tendency to say the and this but and even in compliments, such a good thing you did here, da, 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 but here's the thing, about buts. Okay, buts negate everything.
100%. So, but and trying, get out. You want to hear some other words that I'm eliminating?
Yes, ma'am.
Overwhelmed, stressed, and busy. If you feel that, you're labeling it and you're feeding the ego because you can only do and be your best in the moment. So why don't you give that gift to yourself? Stop going into the stress, the overwhelm. And, I have a sign that was given to me, and I call it the double God wink. And I'm not going to go into the whole story, but it said, Dear Ruth, start by doing what's necessary, then what's possible, and soon you find you've done the impossible. It's like, yeah, get it. So the other two words that I eliminate, failure and mistake. Number one, that's your ego labeling again. So instead of failure or mistake, at that moment, you have an adjustment and you have an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't
I
go in
love
the
it. And
blame and shame, you know?
yeah, and I think that's the powerful. You guys are listening to this. Please hear this. Okay, pause and hear this. The words that we use to ourselves and to others matter. So if we're saying we feel stressed, we're this, we're that. If we're speaking the negative, we're anxious, we don't have enough time, right? We're overwhelmed. If we're thinking it, if we're saying it, then we are it. And in
Yeah.
order to shift from that negative to the positive, eliminate those words from our vocabulary.
To do that, because most of my life I came from I'm not good enough. I believe we get two tickets when we come in the world. One is you're not good enough, and the other one is you're so amazing beyond your knowing. You are so beautiful, so smart. So most of my life I had that ticket and I was running with it. I'm not good enough. I was not celebrating anything that I did. I was an
Yeah.
intensive care nurse, you know, trauma. I did open hearts on children, adults. I did renal. I did pulmonary. But no, I was still not enough, you know.
Yeah.
So I got like, whoa, what can I do? Be my best power of now with this work. And now I'm moving forward. Well, I just see so many people. They do the affirmations, they go to these programs, they're doing this, but their foundation is still telling them they're not enough. So when
Yeah.
you're listening to that communication and you're using and becoming aware of these words,
Yeah.
just stop, pause. And that's where that prayer came to me that I shared. And I'd love to share now. And I'm going to use spiritual words. You can use whatever you want,
Mhm.
but know that there's an infinite abundance of soul mastery within you. And it's, Lord, help me to love me the way you love me and to bring this love forward. Lord, help me to see it your way. Because I had to learn how to become my own best friend. And I started to love myself for everything I am. Okay, I got the hips and I got this and I got that. I'm eating this
I
nice
know.
cookie. Yo. But guess what? I thought that was enough. And then I found out I didn't even know how to respect myself. I feel like AA here. I am a recovering no, I'm a recovering codependent. I am a recovering people pleaser.
Yes.
I have no, what people do or say, love them.
I Oh, as a fellow recovering people pleaser,
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. Okay, I wish we could talk forever, forever, because this is so good. This is so good. I mean, we've talked about blame, we've talked about overwhelm, we talked about the words that we say to ourselves. We talked about how our energy actually, it communicates to others. So we need to pay attention and be present is huge. So, Miss Ruth, how can the listeners here get in touch with you, stay in touch with you, follow you, stalk you, love on you? How can they?
Well, my website is ruthkentllc.com. And I do have a link on there where you can do a connect with Ruth. If you have a question, don't sit there and wonder and don't try to define it because it's a gift ready to be opened and it's you.
Oh. And for those of you that are driving, I do have the links posted in the show notes, so you can you can have access to it. This is such a generous gift. Thank you so much. Our listeners are like, "Oh my gosh, sign me up right now. I got to talk." You are so worthy of a conversation. You guys schedule time with her. She's so super powerful. And follow her and stalk her because she puts out great content. Okay, so we're gonna shift gears for a hot minute here because I know we're out of time. Let's get to know you. Let's have a little fun and get to know you on a personal level.
Hmm.
So this is my little popcorn session. So we're gonna have some fun. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Don't overthink anything.
No.
Would you say you are a morning or a night person?
Night.
Night. Ooh, you howl at the moon? How?
Yes. Although full moon, yeah. I
Okay,
plan,
cool.
I actually plan projects around the full moon.
Ooh, okay, there's a story there. We don't have time. We'll have to
Yeah.
talk about it later. Okay, would you say that do you really like sweet or salty?
Salty.
Salty. Ooh, like it. All right, if you wanted an amazing dinner, would it be a home cooked dinner at home or would it be restaurant?
I really like to cook, and I'm a heck of a cook. I like to have at home.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it more.
Yeah. We're fixing for a really nice home cooked steak and potato and veggie and salad all that dinner time. I just love that stuff. So I'm with you on that. Okay, so if you needed some comfort treat, would you eat it or drink it?
Eat it.
Eat it.
Hmm.
What's your favorite comfort food?
It used to be, this is the worst thing, and I don't have it often, but I used to say McDonald's cones dipped in chocolate because
Oh yeah.
They're dark chocolate. I don't know what it is, but they don't make them anymore anyway. But, you know, just sitting down and having like a little bit of ice cream or something naughty nice,
I like it. I like it. Yummo. Yummo. All right. So, do you prefer the beach or the mountains?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Well, I gotta tell you, I lived in San Diego by the beach and I live in the mountains in Nashville, North Carolina. And I gotta tell you, I do miss that ocean. I
Yeah.
do like the beach. Yeah. And in San Diego, I had both. I could be in the mountains in a heartbeat, you know. So
Yeah.
I do miss water. I have 150 waterfalls around me. I go to them all the time.
Yeah. Water's so powerful.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. 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 Um, Reading books. Is it paper or Kindle?
No, no, no. You got to have the book in the hand. Yeah.
I write my little notes.
Yes, yes. I have m many, many books. Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm with you on that one. All right. So if you were to be entertained, is it a movie or a series?
I like movies, but my greatest entertainment is dancing.
What kind of dancing?
Anything I have a partner with.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, have you ever seen the movie Zoolander?
No.
Okay, so it's Ben Stiller and I forget the other comedian that's with him. And they are male models, supermodels, right?
Okay.
Think
Uh-huh.
big stage, all of that, and makeup and hair and clothes and all of that. So supermodels. And so part of it is every time one of the characters walks in a room, there's theme music. So my husband used to always joke about every time he walks in a room, there's the theme music. So if you were to walk in a room or take stage, what is your theme song?
You know what? That's how I named my program, Champion Your Truth. It's Champion by Carrie Underwood.
Oh, really?
Yes. I love that song. I've worked hard to get my name in lights.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and I love what champion stands for.
Yeah.
And we are champions.
Yes, we are. We need to step into it, own it, and
Own it to
live.
know it, believe it to see it, prove, yeah, got it.
Yes, sister, I love that. That is the perfect way to end this. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your time and talents with this community. You're just I love you. I mean,
I
you're
love you, honey.
amazing.
Yeah, right back at you,
Oh,
sister. Yeah.
oh, goodness, goodness. Okay. So thank you, my friends, for tuning in to Breaking Bad Communication. If today's episode sparked a new perspective or gave you a tool you can actually use, that's the point. That's the kind of conversation we love. Remember, powerful communication isn't about saying more, it's about saying what matters with confidence, clarity, and purpose. If you're ready to speak up, stand out, lead with your voice, I am here for you. Be sure to share or leave a review if this hits home. And the next time, or I should say, until the next time, keep showing up, keep speaking up, and let's keep breaking bad together.